Greetings and welcome to your favorite show, Health Wealth, where we talk all things health. I'm here, Dr. Laisa Mbiriri. We've been talking about NCDs, non-communicable diseases, this whole season. And today we want to talk about physical activity. You know, one writer says, action is the law of our being. It is important that we are physically active. It is important that we are always doing something, you keep moving, but I will not talk about this on my own. I have a special guest that I have with me here who's going to help us unpack this issue on physical activity. What's the fuss about physical activity? Do we even need to do that physical activity? Does it fit in our schedules? We are so busy with the things that you need to do cannot even fit your 24-hour day, and you want to do, so we are going to look at all these things on physical activity. Help me to welcome our guest. She's someone that we know who's been on our show several times. Yes, welcome to our show, Doctor.
Thank you for having me. Hello, viewers. I hope you're well. Dr. Eshla Nora Nyamandi is my name.
Dr. Eshla Nora Nyamandi is our guest. And as I've said earlier, we want to talk about physical activity. Doctor, what is physical activity?
Physical activity. Okay, physical activity is physical activity. But well, yeah, physical activity, when you look at the Oxford Dictionary, defines exercise as any effort, physical effort outside your usual schedule that has an aim to improve your health and fitness. So it's a targeted physical effort.
Physical effort,
yes,
that is aimed and targeted at improving your health and fitness. So how is this done?
How is
this done so that we can say that this is physical activity?
Okay, so this can be done in different ways with different types. We have anaerobic exercise or aerobic exercise, and we also have what we will usually call useful manual labor, where you kill two birds with one stone. You have a house at the end of the day, but you are also working.
Okay.
So yeah,
but this is not targeting fitness.
Some people say yes. Some people then say no. Useful manual labor is one thing that some people then prefer than just running after the air.
Yeah.
So I mentioned we have aerobic and anaerobic.
Yes.
So aerobic exercise is that exercise where that will help your heart beat faster and also get in a lot of oxygen, get your lungs to be able to enjoy a lot of oxygen, which is aerobic. While with anaerobic exercise, you're breaking down glucose without necessarily using up oxygen.
Okay.
So for your aerobic exercise, this includes things like jogging, swimming, cycling, this exercise that take a bit longer. While anaerobic exercise, maybe that does maybe high intensity interval exercise,
which are
like your cardio stretches, which may be high intensity, but maybe for a short time. So you're not getting so much oxygen for your lungs, but it's happening over a short period of time. Yes.
Okay. And when you are looking at NCDs, because we are talking about NCDs this whole season, what's the benefit of exercise vis-a-vis NCDs?
Like, why should one exercise?
Why should one exercise? When you are looking at NCDs, yes.
Well, exercise brings
what's maybe the link between exercise, physical activity, and NCDs?
All right, thank you for that. So exercise is one thing that you'll find being recommended for almost every non-communicable disease. So when you talk of heart health, it's going to improve your heart muscles, as that heart muscle is beating fast to try and deliver oxygen to all the cells quickly when you have more when you're taking more oxygen. So it's going to be to enhance your heart health. It's going to also enhance your mental health. With exercise, you get to release what we call the happy hormones, the endorphins, and you feel better. It improves your mood as well. Exercise will also benefit your sleep routine. A lot of people struggle with sleep. When they do get to exercise, it helps them be able to sleep better. Exercise as well helps even your brain function, your cognition, your memory. It's going to help your neurons, your brain cells. Exercise is going to help even for people struggling with things like diabetes. It's going to enhance your insulin sensitivity, how your body is going to be sensitive to to insulin.
Insulin, yes. Because previously when we had Dr. Mchoza, we spoke about insulin resistance, which comes for people who have type 2 diabetes. So when we are now linking this to with exercise, we are now saying that your exercise will reduce this resistance and improve sensitivity, insulin sensitivity.
Over time, definitely it is. And remember, I also mentioned about one of the big struggles is the struggle of the cholesterol. So exercise is going to help you lower your cholesterol as well, deal with your cholesterol so that it also gets to get to lower ranges. With exercise as well.
So how is this done? How does exercise lower your cholesterol?
Well, in layman times, it burns the fat. Yes, the fat is burnt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I'll put it across for the layman, so that we don't get too technical. Yes. Exercise as well is going to help. It's basically going to help almost every aspect of your body. It's going to help even your bone health. People think if you're struggling with your bones, it means you need to sit. No, you actually need to walk for them to actually get to be. You need to be moving. The more you remain in the same position, the more they're actually going to remain rigid as well. For people struggling with weight loss as well, exercise is one of the things you want to engage in. It's going, like we talked about, how your input and your output, there is that balance that happens. Yes, so exercise is going to help you in trying to burn those calories that would have been you'll be ingesting. Though someone says now exercise is not a punishment for what you have eaten, but it's a celebration of what your body can do. So we need to go away from the viewpoint where you say, I ate this, so I need to fix my body, but to a point where you're celebrating that I actually can do so much. I can enjoy this much. My body can do so much.
Okay,
So,
you know, there are people who advertise all sorts of weight loss diets, weight loss teas, and their tagline is like, you don't need to physical activity.
You don't need it
put away physical activity, like no stress with waking up in the morning or jogging. We are giving you the best. This pill is going to help you to reduce your weight without physical activity. Is that even possible?
Well, you know, I suppose some people, since there are people who are testifying that they might have worked, it will be hard to discredit someone's testimony. But if I would advise, the best would be to just do the work. I don't know. Shortcuts are never the easiest way around. And with most people, some of those teas then comes with also complications, you know, now maybe the liver, the kidneys that are trying to expel, they may actually suffer in the process, and someone doesn't know what exactly they're actually taking.
And
so
it's not a sustainable way
it is
either.
not
You can't be taking that tea for the rest of your life.
As long as you're not adjusting. Because like you said, action is the law of our being. We are meant to be moving. We are never meant to be in one position. So as long as you are trying to shortcut that which you are meant for, you know, you can't keep running. You can't kick against the gods forever. You have to catch up. So exercise is what will help you with the immune system. People struggling with their flus, if you just go and run, you know, it's going to be one of the best things. For your reproductive system as well, you also need to invest in a good exercise routine.
I mean, can you explain a little bit on the reproductive system?
Okay. Well, with most young ladies, with most ladies of reproductive age, people will struggle with will struggle with things like dysmenorrhea, period pain, and exercise has been shown to have improvement for a lot of people who previously were not physically active. They'll actually find it help them, because it helps also improve their circulation ultimately, because some people will be struggling with congestion, etc., around the pelvic area. So that is going to help them ease those cramps. Yes, those cramps, etc. Yeah.
Okay, so exercise do have lots of benefits, like
Yes,
you have alluding, I think, from the head diabetes, the heart, to
the hair.
To the hair. What happens to the hair?
Grows faster, circulation increases.
Oh, okay.
To the little toe.
So someone who's struggling with the hair growth, you know, women do all sorts of things to have to get their hair to grow. They will put all sorts of things, but with exercise, so can it work for someone who's struggling with alopecia, or it's just in general?
In general, it helps. Of course, you then get the benefit with a lot of other things as well. But it's also one of those things that actually does help. There's documented evidence of even the link between even exercise with your hair growth.
Your hair. So, so there are lots and lots of these benefits that come with being physically active. But now people are not exercising. It's a struggle for people to exercise. What's the main challenge when you are looking at our modern day family? What's the challenge with exercise?
What's the challenge with exercise?
Why are people not exercising? Are people even exercising enough? Or?
That's the thing. So you'll find that the statistics currently say about 5% of adults are exercising, or 1 in 3 years. So some of them say 1 in 3 will exercise at least in a day. You know, well, 1 in 3 children will try and be physically active. But about 5% of people are exercising according to their recommended requirements
for exercise.
For exercise, yes. So it's a struggle. So some once in a while exercise today, the next time is maybe next month, etc. So there is that struggle. So why are people not exercising? Number one, it takes intentionality for people to exercise. You really need to be intentional. So one person says if it's not scheduled, it's not going to be done. So people are not there. People will be deliberate about their next meal, but not so much about their exercise. Yeah. And then number two, life has become also so busy. So if you're not intentional, because life is busy for everyone, even if you find the grade 1 students, the grade 7 students, they are busy. In their life is so busy. So for you to just take a walk outside, they are so busy. So it seems people are busy, and somehow people, because life has become so modern, there are certain. It seems that it's because life has become so modernized now. To be able to slot in time, there is so much that demands people's attention. Like I say, that people are busy. At the end of the day, it seems for some people, for you to then be able to exercise, you may need to have, people feel they need to go and pay something, to pay the gym subscription. It looks so cool than just to go out for a walk. So where some people would conventionally also get the benefits of the walking because of maybe of lack of privilege, or because of lack of before the modernization. Now people have different modes of transport, whatever. Their life is easy now. Yes, so you know that gets to deprive them of the benefits of exercise as well. But also generally, I think we're generally a lazy generation. We don't want to move. We want to be in the same position the whole time. Yes, this generation, and anything that demands
fixes,
yes,
it's a microwave generation.
Yes,
so you don't think that are hectic.
Yes, we want comfortable. We would want to live out of our comfort zone, of which exercise demands you to actually live where you're comfortable. And sometimes it's not always easy. You have to, the body, you have to actually feel the strain sometimes as you get the benefits of what exercise is.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for explaining to us the benefits of exercise and the challenges that we are currently facing. We will take our break. Please stay with us as we will continue with our topic on the benefits of physical activity. Stay with us. Welcome back to your favorite show on health, wealth, where we talk all things health. On this episode, we are talking about physical activity. We have just said action is the law of our being. I'm here with Dr. Eshla, who has been helping us to explain the benefits of physical activity. What is physical activity? Maybe you can just give us a recap on physical activity, the benefits.
Okay, so like what we have just been saying, physical activity literally helps you from head to toe. It benefits almost all of your systems. So physical activity, once you actually start being physically active, your cardiovascular risk decreases by about 35%, which is such a huge margin. The same with even a lot of malignancies, a lot of cancers, the risk also reduces by 10%. And it's going to help improve your blood pressure management. It's going to help you manage even should you want to lose weight, your obesity. Also, actually, it's going to manage you achieve your optimum weight. Yes, because you can still also gain some muscle as you're also exercising. Yes, it will also help you with your immune system, to help you with your bone health, with your sleeping, your mental health disorders. If you are stressed, if you're depressed, exercise is actually your go-to thing. Yeah.
So yeah, so because we are talking about NCDs, you just given us a summary of how this how exercise benefits and help to address most of these NCDs that we are struggling with. But then, yeah, you know, before we took the break, we were talking about the challenges that are there with the modern family for us to exercise. There's so many things that compete for our attention. Then for me to think of exercising, where do I get the time to do that? It's a struggle. So how can one incorporate exercise into their schedule? Because I think that's the big question. People may want to exercise. You know, you may start off the year with a resolution that I want to exercise this year, I want to lose weight, I want to be...
When you want to visit every gym, January 1 is full. But after the first week, it's half full. By the time you hit the end of the first month, about less than a quarter, people are the usual. People will be struggling for the parking space, but by the time of the end of the month, to be back to usual. So how to then try and be able to still exercise as much as you should, even in these busy schedules. So I'll repeat what I mentioned earlier. If it's not scheduled, it will not be done.
If it's not scheduled,
it won't be done. Yes. So we need to be deliberate about exercise time, because it's something that you can be like, I'll go tomorrow. I need to exercise. So you need to actually schedule. I remember when I was a student, I used to say Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Those used to be my days that I would exercise. At a particular time, 6 a.m. before going to school. Yes. I think 5:30 to 6 a.m. So you need to actually schedule that these are my exercise times. These are the times that work for me. So everyone is recommended to get at least 30 minutes of physical activities every day, at least 3 times a week. Yeah, at least 30 minutes of physical activities.
I think they say 5 times a week at least for it to be
150 minutes, 150 minutes that you need in a week. Yes. So you need to actually be deliberate. Set the times, and sometimes you actually need to. In the book, James Clear writes a book called Atomic Habits. How you can then achieve those habits by small things that you need to do. So one of the things is to make the habit that you want to enhance, make it easy to do the habit. So one of the things that you can actually do, should you want to wake up in the morning and exercise, sleep. When you go to sleep, make sure that your regalia is already next to your bed. Yeah. So it makes your life easy. When you wake up in the morning, you already know that this is what I'm supposed to do. Yes. And then number 2, you want to also try and find a sport, an exercise thing that works, that you like as well. So there's no need for you to force yourself to swim when you don't like swimming. Why are you forcing yourself? You know, but find that thing that brings you joy, that you can't wait to do. I remember being frustrated when it was raining and I couldn't go out and run, but you know, because I really wanted to run so much. So you find that thing that makes you look forward to it. And you want to also find an accountability partner, where there are days when you really don't feel like it, especially during winter time. Leaving the blanket can be something else, but someone be like, you know what, we need to go. So having an accountability partner will also help one be able to exercise. And also finding exercise things. Remember, we said we have so many things that claim our attention, and some of these things are our family even. So it will be good to also find activities that we also do with our families. You know, if you can just go for that walk with your children, if you go for the hike together as a family, you have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You have family time. You also have time to exercise as well. And
yeah, I think that one I can attest to that, because my schedule is very busy. My husband's schedule is also busy. So we wake up at 4:30, do our devotion, and then we run and walk. We do that intermittently, so that we are back home before 6 o'clock, because our son goes out by 6. So I need to get home to feed him before he goes for preschool. So we do that together. As we are walking, as we are running, we will then be discussing how our schedules are, what we need to do, or whatever plans that we have. Because we may not have time to sit down together, and because our schedules are packed. But we have to use this time to exercise. As we are walking, we are discussing, we are planning, we are doing this, we are, you know, all those things, even things that we can't discuss with the children in there, we'll use that time to talk about those things we will need. So you are killing 2 birds. If on a Sunday, of course, we then walk with the family, because of course my 2 sons, they also like exercising, so we will then walk together. as a family. And so by so doing, it's something that you create. On a busy schedule, you're creating family time.
Yes, and
on
also
that
becomes a
busy-
culture.
And
a
also
family
becomes a culture for the family. It's not easy. I mean, because it will also, it's eating on your sleep, because if you're going to wake up that early, do this, it's hectic.
It is, but yeah.
Scheduling it
Yeah.
is one thing that I've seen that is important, and making sure that the things are there for exercising before I go to bed. Because if I don't do that in the morning when I'm waking up, I'm thinking,
Where are my
I didn't put this, I didn't put that can.
Yeah, it can be something else. Thank you so much. And that is actually practical. So yes, like we mentioned that sometimes we say hypertension runs in the family, but it's because no one runs in the family. But now if everybody runs in the family, it's never going to run in the family. You know, yeah. So you also want to be able to even park your car a few meters away from, you know, from be it the shopping space where you're going to go. You know, if you're dropping off the bus, you want to drop off maybe a street or two before, and you then get to also time to walk as well.
That's right.
And it will, you also, even if you are going to do that on your own, I've also realized that even when I go for walks on my own, I've also turned them into even prayer walks, devotional walks, where you're on your own, yes, and you're reflecting and you're speaking to your God, especially. It then creates that time. So with this busy lifestyle, you need to then be deliberate of the times. Sometimes you're at work, you've sat for too long. You may be able to, you may actually have to stretch. Some people actually say when you're brushing your teeth, you may actually do some 10 squats while you're brushing your teeth. You know, because you realize I have no time, but where do I then put in, where do I then slot in these things? You know, during lunch, we actually advise that after a meal is the wrong time to also engage in either hectic exercise or even some intense mental work. So you may want to then just take a little walk, a digestive walk, soon after your work, soon after your lunch, even at work, even when you're at work still. So you want to try and throw in those things when should you have to go to maybe the 5th floor, take the stairs instead and leave the lift alone. Don't be frustrated if the lift is not working. God is working in your favor.
When you're talking about taking the stairs, I did that. You know, when I was 39 weeks pregnant, my husband was somewhere. He was in a building and he was in the 11th floor. My phone was out. My battery was out, so I needed to tell him to come. I walked. I had just come from the visit from the gynae. And she had said maybe a week, the baby's still a bit up, we will give you a week. I went up
to
11th floor and down. We were going to an evangelistic campaign. By the time I was sitting in church, labor started. I gave birth the following morning. And when we called the gynecologist that evening, because I'd just seen her, she said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, this is happening." And I attribute that to the physical activity, like to walk, taking the stairs up to 11th floor. I mean, I was not as fast, but I took that. And the labor was extremely short. Extremely. It was from, it was 2.5 hours from 1 centimeter to 10 centimeters for first baby. Yes. Okay. For first baby without anything. And so I always say, I think physical activity, it really helps. And sometimes when you're pregnant, you think that, but it's important for you to I mean, I would still jog even up to 6-7 months. I still jog and I think as we were talking about when in the workplace, one thing that I've seen that helps also is when instead of taking a phone call to a person in the next office, you can walk. That is increasing your physical activity. Because they say sitting for too long, take some breaks, even after an hour, stretch for 2 minutes.
True.
So you can walk to the next office, or in your office, you can position your printer to be at that right corner. So that when you're printing, you're going to walk to take the papers. That way you're incorporating physical activity into you, because sometimes you may not get that whole 30-minute chunk
you want,
in
but
the
you
morning.
Break it.
You're breaking it. If you're going to have 5 minutes or 10 minutes during lunchtime, 10 minutes when you get home in the evening, 10 minutes in the morning, at least you you're breaking it down, because sometimes you may not have that whole chunk of 30 minutes in the morning or an hour for you to go to the gym in the evening after work. I mean, you just can't, because sometimes you need to go back home. You have children who need to do homework. You have work, even that you're taking home. You have so many things that you. So if you're intentional in breaking it down, what are the other helpful tips?
Yeah, the other helpful tips that we can. The other things are actually getting to work as a community. You know, sometimes we organize those walks, but sometimes it can just even be a friendly thing, and you just decide, guys, let's go for a hike. You know, so when you do that, you also you're killing two birds with one stone, but we've also created that what's it called, that community togetherness, where you get to do that. The other things are, there are many challenges that are available. Thank God for technology. Of course, we've been complaining about technology, but the good thing about technology is that because there are so many applications available online, they also create a little bit of challenges for you, challenges once in a while. So you also still, even if you don't have a community around on you right there, you still have a community all over the world to also be exercising together with. So I'd say, in a nutshell, those are one or two things that you can then try and see how you can incorporate exercise in your busy schedule.
So I think it takes one to be intentional and deliberate about incorporating physical activity, because there's so many competing
there are so many
competing needs that.
And also, I think, like you mentioned about waking up early. You wake up at 4:30. So if exercise was never part of your routine, then it means you may also have to move your time a bit. You know, a bit high, so that you also get to get the full benefits of exercise. Like they say that sitting is now the new smoking. So you don't want to be exposing yourself to the risks associated with smoking.
What does that statement mean, that sitting is the new smoking?
Essentially, it means the risk that when you're sitting, when you're not active, you're exposing yourself to more or less the same conditions that smokers actually have to experience. The lung cancers, the gastric ulcers, almost everything
that comes with
the smoking. So yes, you are putting yourself at the risk of these illnesses that can actually be avoided. Yes, in this, unfortunately, unlike smoking, where you may not be the one who's smoking, you may be a passive smoker. There is no passive sitting. You are the one who's just giving yourself the sitting. Yes, so yeah, you get to expose yourself to the risks associated with smoking when you're actually someone who doesn't
Is there a
smoke.
time where we can say that this is over exercise and it ceases to be beneficial? When someone exercises more than you are in the gym for 2 hours, for 3 hours?
You're actually right. We have different exercise requirements, also based on our different individual makeups, our also lifestyles. Like for someone who's sedentary and someone whose work involves so much physical activity, our exercise requirements are actually a lot different. And also, even when we do exercise, our body also needs moments of recovery. So we also are not supposed to just go continuous, you know, too much of everything is also never bad. And temperance teaches us, to moderately, to use judiciously the things that are actually good for us.
Correct.
So you want to exercise a lot, but you also want to do it within the limits, so that your body is also not just constantly suffering. Because when you then exercise, also there's also some wear and tear that also then happens, some injury that then happens. So you want to also get time to recover and not just continually then strain your body. And with some people, they can actually get to be obsessed a lot, where especially those who are trying to lose weight until they actually get to be skinny and anorexic, etc.
And those who are building muscles,
they get until they actually afraid. They are fierce to look at, you know. Yes, so you also don't want to get to that space where even if you have an injury, you still want to go all out. You also want to give your body time to rebuild.
Yes, I was reading one study which was showing like the diminishing returns if you exercise like high intensity for over 1 hour 30 minutes, looking at how it affects your immune system. Actually, your immune system will start to go down so you will not have those full benefits that you're intending. There are so many other downsides of over exercising. So moderation is the key when we are talking about exercise. Maybe your last word or as your parting statement.
I think as we part, let's be deliberate. Deliberate will be my word for today. Let's be deliberate about exercise, about physical activity. And yes, in as much as we engage in physical activity, doesn't mean that we need to also then indulge in eating in whatever, you know, yes. So exercise has its place, but also the plate still has to be looked into. So let's be deliberate, let's do all things healthy and make sure that the body that we're given by the Creator, we maximize, we do the most for what it can be, and we exhaust. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's keep moving. Action is the law of our being. See you next time.